The next player safe is Caitlin. I'm sorry, but you have been also sorry.
Why? Thought you would have shield.
Because I used the shield and they tried to murder me. Consider yourselves blocked, traitors.
Period. Wait, where'd you get the shield?
I found it this morning. I found it this morning. It's your fire pit next to the donkeys.
Hell yeah, Caitlin.
Caitlin, you've decided to activate your shield.
I have.
Understood. Thanks, Caitlin. Who would you like to kill?
We're gonna kill Caitlin.
This morning, after like our first little gathering, we were told that there was a shield on the property. I ran and found it, snagged that like survivor style into the shorts. I dropped it by accident when I was talking with Jordan doing sunscreen, and he didn't even notice, and I picked it up and like whatever, and I was able to block my own murder because I was able to keep it a secret. So the traitors are after me because I think it is obvious that I am the most 100% faithful.
Players, in a minute you will join me at the pool observation deck for the next trial. There will be 3 shields up for grabs at the next trial.
Okay.
Oh, and another thing. The next murder is a double.
What?
See you there.
Thank you.
Okay.
With 3 shields.
Players, you will line up on opposite ends of the pool with the goggles. I will ask you a question, asking you to bring me the name of a player. The first person to find that gold coin, come out of the pool this way, not using the ladder, and slap it on my table, will progress to the second round and the possibility of winning a shield. Should you not find the coin fast enough, you will not progress, and you will just be a silly little bystander. The next 9 who finish this competition will progress into the second half. This is not worth any money. Okay, this is only a shield competition. Are there any questions? Mighty day for a gold dive, folks. I wonder who's gonna bring me the most gold. Joe, Megan, please take your goggles and stand to your respective sides of my pool. Do not put the goggles on yet. Don't want you tripping now. Bring me the name of the first player who was banished. Who's gonna bring me my gold? I'm hungry. Joe, congratulations, you have progressed to the second round. Rebecca and Daniel, please bring me the name of the player who was poisoned. Come on now. Better find me that name. I'm trying to get rich. Bring me the name of a player who was put on trial, however, won immunity from the first banishment. Man, it's boring out here. I want to make some money. Time up! Kevin and Chloe, you've timed out. Bring me the name of the player who was killed second. Deanne, you have brought me the name Deanne, and that answer is correct. Bring me the name of the player who won a shield during Texas Kill 'em. Tim, you have brought me the name Caitlin, which is correct. Bring me the name of the Ithaca player that wrote down Rebecca's name during her banishment. Luke and Patrick, you are both disqualified. Bring me the name of the player that pulled the last bag during snake bite. Shit.
What the fuck? Whoa.
Nick, you have brought me Joe E, which is correct.
Wow.
Bring me the name of the captain on the winning team of All Bugged Out.
Richard, get low, dive low.
That sure is wild. Richard, you have brought me Jen's name, which is correct. Bring me the name of the player that was banished fourth.
Megan.
She's like toward the back, in the middle.
Back middle.
I sure is sorry, but both of you are disqualified, leaving only 6 people going into round 2. Here's how it works. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. The questions will have a number as an answer. The numbers are hidden in a field over there. Once you find the correct number, jump back in the pool and bring it to my table. The first 5 of you to bring me the right number will progress to the next round, and so on and so forth until there are 3 left. Let's begin. Bring me the number of the amount of people who have been banished.
Come on, now!
Uh-oh, I think we may have our first person. Stay by it. Make it to the right. First one. Go over here. I should have said that. Coming in. Please stay side by side. Shoulder to shoulder.
I know somebody has the wrong number, so I'm just kidding.
Rich came after you.
Oh yeah, Dan.
Dang. Wonderful. Yo. Joe, you have brought me the number 5. Nick, you have brought me 5. Daniel, you have brought me 5. Tim and Richard, you have brought me 4. Dan, you have brought me 5. The correct answer was 5. Richard and Tim, since you both brought me the wrong answer, you both are disqualified and not progressing. Bring me the number of the players who had the power to protect from banishment.
I think this question is really tough. It can't be fun. Is it also like how many shields have been in the game? I think that's a really...
Come on back. What were you going to say? Deanne, you automatically will progress to the next round. How many times has the armory been active? I'm sorry, Nick, but Joseph and Daniel, you have both earned a shield. Dan, Joe, and Danny, all 3 of you have won a shield. Joe, your shield will automatically protect you from the next double murder, so please take a step aside.
That's great.
From the jump.
Daniel and Deanne, please announce to your fellow players who you choose to protect of the active players at the next double murder.
Circle group has been brought up so much, so, I think people would assume that I would go there because the group is so big that it's 2, and we got targeted the whole game, so I'm gonna do that and give my shield to Jordan. You're protecting my life.
Jordan and Joe, you are both safe from the next double murder. Deanne, who do you choose to give your shield to?
I feel like I can only give it to who I'm fully confident on as a faithful, which is maybe 2 people, one of which I don't think is gonna get murdered next. So I'm gonna give it to Caitlin.
Yes. Yes. Great choice.
Congratulations, Caitlin, Joseph D, and Jordan. All 3 of you are safe from the next double murder.
I don't even know where to start. First off, I'm just feeling like the most lucky faithful in the world. I have now accumulated 3 shields in a row. I would rather be the chaotic, messy, am I a villain, don't know, don't care player than be meek and mild and forgettable. I'm gonna say right now, I think we should look at Patrick. I think Joey is really suspicious. I think Richard is a little suspicious, and I wouldn't put it past, like, Chloe to skirt by on suspicion.
Players, 9 of you remain. Is there still a traitor? Or are you all faithfuls? The time for talking for me is done, and the floor is all yours. Please begin.
I guess I want to start. I just want to say this, this is a very fun game. Super fun, fresh, cool. And what's fun about this game for me really is the fact that even though you are faithful, you get to the point where you're at this game and even if you aren't a traitor, you're going to have to vote for somebody. And you start to think like, why would somebody vote for me? I played a faithful game, but do they know that? Do they see that? And I just want to pull out my facts. If you guys are considering me at any point, I'll be very transparent in the game that I played. I looked at 2 people. I looked at Megan. I did look at you, Rich. And I managed to get Megan out last round with everyone, and she was a traitor. And all I can say is that my gut only leads me to also try to vote you. So that's where I'm at. You're the only person that I feel truly sus about, and I'm sorry.
That's totally fair. You are on my list as well, and the reason why you're on my list is because any conversation I've had with you about possible traitors, you've just been a yes man, and you haven't really put your neck out there. And to me, that's sus. And I just think that you've been on my list for over a day, and I just think it's been duplicitous the way you've just smiled and said yes to everybody.
Thank you. I also heard you say to me that you thought I was the faithful, not just last night, but today as well.
Yes, absolutely I did.
I never guaranteed that you were faithful, and if you ask anybody around here, I have been pushing your name, not just because I have a gut feeling, but also track record wise. You voted the same as Megan this entire game. Every vote has been the same. Even the ones where it was only 2 votes for Luke, it was you and Megan. And I just think that really is sus.
I admit that I don't know why Megan voted for Luke. I don't know why she did that. I can't speak for her. I admit that was not a great vote. The only reason why was because I didn't want to vote for Rebecca. It was not a smart move. It wasn't a good gameplay move. I just didn't want to vote for Rebecca. I've told her that. I've told everybody that. I am faithful. And I think we have a really solid coalition starting, and I don't want to mess it up. And I think you will really, really be upset with your numbers chances if you go down this path and vote me out.
I just want to throw in there, I agree on both of your points, like Josh, Richard, you're both on my list. Josh, I do feel like it's a little, every time we've had a conversation, and I've even talked to you about it, it's been a little fair weather. I don't know if there's ever been a moment where I clearly tracked the direction you were going and like who you actually wanted. Richard, I do think it was suspicious that you backed Megan every step of the way until the end. I feel like in every snake pit, you were siding with her until we all turned on Megan and vanished her out. So I don't know if Frizzle is. And I don't know if that was, saving yourself to jump.
I hate to bandwagon here because I have been on your team and believed in you for a while. You have floated Megan's name at the beginning, and I believed it, but I think there's something to be said for you didn't do anything about it. You theoretically separated yourself a little bit, but when the time came, you stuck with her. There's one more newish piece of evidence where I think maybe a little acting was involved. When we had our last murder reveal, you had said, Lucas told me I'm next. Lucas told me I'm getting murdered. And then you weren't. So I think there's this trying to paint yourself as a victim, someone who can certainly be murdered, and then it never happens. I think right now the game you're playing is watch me be murderable, and oh my gosh, it didn't happen, that's so crazy. And at some point, I just don't believe it anymore.
Well, no, now I think I'm being kept as a suspicious decoy, but I'm telling you, we know who is what. and I feel like.
What do you mean we know who is what? What?
No, to a point. Sorry, no, we don't know who is everybody. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I feel like I don't know what to say for myself.
I trusted you so much in the beginning, and I have felt like an increase in like this desperation, and I can't tell if it's just because your name's thrown about, because I felt that way too when I heard my name, like, oh shoot, I gotta like clear my name. But it's been so intense that it's made me want to back away, because I'm like, oh, he's really trying to overcompensate. At least that's how I've kind of read it.
I think the reason is because we were losing so badly that I didn't see like the light at the end of the tunnel, and now that we do, and it feels like there is a strong coalition of at least 4. I'm like, we can actually, like, I'm feeling like we can actually do this.
At least 4 traders or at least 4 faithful?
No, at least 4 faithful. And so I'm like, I feel like we can actually do this, and so that's why I'm getting kind of excited. But I mean, I all I can say is I think the numbers.
One more thing, and again, like, because I know your name's going around, and I know Ricky's name going around. I'm personally not convinced on either, and I hate to do it again, but like Rebecca, I feel like was right about Megan. I trust her, and she knows Richard really well, and she is saying Richard is not a traitor. I think from the very beginning, Rebecca and I have been suspicious of Jen. I'm not, I don't know. I always say that because I don't, but like, part of me wants us to consider that. Like, I think the idea that she's a messy player is also a savvy game player. Like, and I don't know you well enough to know that it's like pure messy. I personally think you're smart. So like throwing out like the bandana thing and throwing out all these random chaos moves, I don't know.
I personally do not think that Jen is a traitor. I think a lot of us would agree that it would be foolish of the traitors to eliminate someone who is a decoy, like someone who can mask their movements, someone that's constantly taking attention at these discussions. Like she's not a traitor. She's just not.
Can we ask who you would put forward?
I mean, I know there have been discussions about you, Richard. I feel like I'm in a similar boat as you, Joe, that I'm not 100%. Yeah. I'm not 100%. I want to like keep turning things. And I know, and Josh, I did bring up your name at a previous circle conversation, and I do want to bring something up that was brought to my attention. Was that, last night, like after banishment, and like I, brought you up, and we talked, and I felt like we kikied, we got through it. And then me and Chloe had a conversation in the Blood Barn, just talking about how we all feel really comfortable with each other as faithfuls. And it was brought to my attention that the second I left that conversation, you told Chloe that you thought I could be a traitor.
Very true.
Let's talk about it.
I want to, and I want to apologize. I had this theory a long time that it could be both Meg and Richard. I said if it's not Megan, then maybe it is Caitlin. One of the 3 of you guys had been traitors, what my thought process was. So I did open it. I never considered you before because everybody thought you were so faithful. Was like, which I believe now. Yeah. Genuinely. Now that I've seen your vote against Megan, and Megan was the traitor, it completely erased all of my suspicions on you. And I did have that conversation with Chloe, and I wanted to follow up on why. I wanted to tell her my theory of like maybe it's her or it's Megan. But I never got the chance to do so. Yeah, it was a very short time.
I was taken aback on the quick switch, because I know that like it's a game. We're gonna say one thing to one person, one thing to another. But I was very taken aback by like, we're all good. She leaves, she's a traitor. Like I was like, that was fast.
Yeah.
To me,
so that kind of threw me.
And to me, that feels like a strong traitor move of get people to take an obvious faithful out for me.
I did change my mind, and I honestly don't believe you are a traitor. Okay. Outside of that, my mission was so we can actually find traitors and work together as faithfuls. Mm-hmm. And I believe I've done that. It just doesn't make sense if I was a traitor for the game I'm playing, to be going after fellow traitors like Megan and who I presume is Richard.
Well, there's always traitor on traitor behavior to consider.
Can I speak? I haven't had a chance yet.
Yeah.
So I am also on the same boat where I'm not 100. I mean, you can never be 100%. I'm not super sold on anything. Every experience I have with like the 3 people I want to talk about real quick. Kevin, I didn't really talk to you much. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Richard, I didn't talk to you much at the beginning of the game. It was sus to me how quiet you were, and then I started floating your name a little bit, and then like it was real quick. You like looked at me in front of everyone, and you were like, Jordan, so who do you think is a traitor? And I was like, well, let me look in the room real quick, and then we had the conversation where I had told you I'd been suspicious of you, and Rebecca had kind of like said that she thinks that's just your personality, so I kind of went with that. That has been my experience with you. Everything else has kind of been other people's experiences with you that have added to that. Jen, you, I feel like, have been a chaotic player, and I believe that you are a faithful, but today when you brought up the bandana thing in front of everyone, going into the vote, we had been consistently discussing how we were going to do Megan. If Megan was a faithful, we were probably going to do Caitlyn. If Megan was a traitor, we were probably going to go to Lucas. So it was weird to me that you were like, we all have this one name already when we had kind of already had two, and then threw this theory out trying to, I don't know. It could have you just been like trying to figure something out, or were you like trying to pull away from Lucas? That I don't know. Josh, I feel like I know you super well, obviously, but I feel like I can read you really well is my point. You haven't done anything to me specifically. I do wonder how I have not been murdered at this point. So I'm clearly being protected somehow. That's my conspiracy there. That's where I'm at with everyone at the moment.
I would like to respond to the bandana thing. I think some of us, we all knew we were voting Megan. The second name was like a few different players that no one was settled on. And when Jackson announced that we only had 1 to 2 minutes between the first banishment and the second, my mind went, we need time management. If we're all already settled on Megan, then we need to have the longer portion be about the second name, because we all already knew Megan. Did the bandana thing play out? No, but like, again, I think that it's better to be suspicious about everything than it is to be like, it's probably nothing. So like, it was a time management thing, and it also like, I brought up the names Richard and Josh, which are names that we're discussing now. It wasn't like I brought up like your name and Joe's name and that just like threw a wrench in things. It was names that people have been suspicious of. Yeah. So even though we like settled on Lucas, I don't think it was like that big of a deal. Yeah. I do think that you have said to me you could see Josh being a traitor, but if you look into his eyes, you'll know if he's lying.
Yes.
And I go, why haven't you then done that?
Okay.
And I also, just to respond, I think Joey, I'm not putting like suspicion on you, but I do think that like if we're gonna look at me, we also maybe should look at you, because then like I think then everybody is under suspicion, and you've skirted by in this game like very, very smartly and very quietly. And I think you being picked last with the snake bag and Lucas being the one who assigned the orders, and us not knowing if Lucas had already been assigned a traitor or if that is the moment he was assigned the traitor is something to call into question. Sure. At this point, I will vote for the person that everyone has been talking about voting for. I think if you guys are still suspicious of me at this point, just write my name down and screw yourselves. But like, not like go fuck yourself, but like you'll screw yourselves over if you eliminate me, because eliminating me doesn't prove anything in any direction. I think there's a case to be made. If we write Jordan's name down and he's a faithful, then we can look to Josh. If we write Josh's name down, vice versa. If we write Richard's name down, that opens up the floor for someone else from that like Ithaca and adjacent cohort. Like, me being a faithful, what does that get you?
Players, the time for talk is over. Please grab your chalkboards and write the name of the player you wish to banish. Oh, and mind you, this is the last snake pit at which an identity will be revealed. Should you make it to the next snake pit and you are banished, you will not reveal your identity until the game is over. We will begin with Caitlyn. Caitlyn, who did you vote for and why?
Josh, I am voting for you. I've just been having a gut feeling that you are the smartest player in this game. I think that your social game is incredible, and you're so well-spoken at these discussions, and I feel like we've been having a really hard time getting traction on traders, and I think we're spending so much time on who's stirring the pot, who's doing this. Like, the Jen theories I don't buy, and I think Jen is being a shield for the traders for a really long time, and I think that you might be behind that.
Ranger?
Josh, I think you're great. I mean, I think you know what you're doing, and I applaud it.
Joe.
This one was probably the hardest one for me so far. It wasn't until Jackson gave us that final news that traders will not be revealing themselves that I went with someone who I'm a suspect of because I think it could be harder to get rid of them later. So Josh, I did vote for you.
Chloe.
I came into this really thinking I was voting for Richard, but I'm trying to come into each circle with an open mind and like really hear people, and I was not convinced that it was Richard, so I also voted for Josh.
Josh, you currently have 4 votes. Should you receive another vote, you will get the majority. Patrick.
In the last murder ceremony, I got a message from an outlaw that had the words "peace out" on it. And Josh, in your picture, you're giving peace sign. I also noticed, like, I think you play a really good social game, like I said, like kind of like going with the flow. But then in the card game, I watched as you knew where all the cards were. You made like 3 matches and you were very sharp. And I was just like, I think you are playing a really good game. So, yeah,
Joey.
I feel like I've been pretty good about knowing who, like my guesses have been pretty good so far with Megan and Lucas. I've trusted my fiance's instinct. I've said it from the beginning, and I don't want to vote out someone at this stage and just get it wrong. And I just, at this point, I feel stronger about Jen than I do Josh or Richard, but that's just my feel.
Jen.
I just think from the strategy, the odds are, I think if it's between you and Jordan, your name was more in the majority tonight. And so just to like process of elimination, I'm so sorry because you've really ridden for me, but I went Josh.
No worries.
Yeah, so I mean, we've all been talking about this. I thought we had 2 more and then finals, so that really threw me off just now, and my vote would have likely changed. I voted for Richard.
Josh.
I said this with confidence, and I unfortunately do believe this. Richard, I think you were the last traitor. I could be wrong, but so are you guys. So.
I know.
Josh, you have received the most votes, and you are banished from my snake pit in Bloodstone Acres. Please stand in the center of the snake pit and reveal your true identity.
Yes. To you all, I'm so grateful to play this game with you guys. This was fun. You did a great job in finding another faithful.
Players. Y'all took a shot and you missed. I'll meet you at the murder barn.
I just think.
No, it's okay.
There's clearly stuff on me now, so
No.
Well, that's what.
No.
Well, no. The thing the whole time is when we've been breaking down dynamics, everyone has kind of had this opinion. It's between Jordan and Josh because there has to be someone here. We can talk about it later.
Did I think I was gonna get eliminated in the banishment? No, the game I was playing was very faithful, super faithful, and I thought I was gonna be murdered. But as the game just kept going, the numbers started getting smaller. People started looking at me. There was so much suspicion. People keep saying that my name was getting brought up, but no one said where it was coming from. My allies turned against me. At least my boyfriend didn't. I think he is going to absolutely win this game, and I want him to. So shout out to you, Jordan.